Good morning, resetters. Okay, so I wanted to share with you a couple helpful tips in this prep week for you of things to grab that will help you throughout the reset. So I got them all lined up here, so I'll kind of bring them up one by one. All right. So the first one you're going to want to have is a scale in your house so that you can record where you're starting from. Do that this week or this weekend, what your starting weight is. And then it's super fun to track it as you go. Each morning where you wake up feeling better and better, you can jump on the scale and just track your progress. And also a tape measure so that you can take your measurements because a lot of times people may not experience a whole bunch of poundage lost, but they're going to experience massive inches lost. So you're going to measure around your bust, your waist, your hips, and then anywhere else that you want to. Guys, a lot of guys measure around the neck because that's where you tend to hold weight. Ladies, you can measure around your arms. I noticed a big difference in weight loss in my arms. And then you can also do, I said hips already, which is actually the widest part when you kind of turn sideways, would be your hips. A lot of people, like if you have that kind of pooch area that you want to target and try and get rid of with a good diet, you can measure around there somewhere between your like smallest part, which would be your waist, and then your widest part, which would be your hips. Go around that section and just kind of remember where you went the first time so that you can measure at the end around the same section. And then you can always go like mid part of the thigh as well. You can remember what section of the thigh you did by measuring how high from the middle of the kneecap or top of the kneecap you went up. So middle of my thigh is about 7 inches up from my kneecap. So that's where I would hold it and then go around this way. So super fun to see what your body experiences as far as changes go with inches because you're going to lose all that bloating. Yeah. All right. This is one of the most important. We have distilled water, and you get lots of it. So I did something fun every day on the reset for Paul and my gallons. You're supposed to drink about a gallon a day, and you can use this with your shakes. You can use this with the supplements that they give you. I wrote in a big Sharpie marker what day we were on. And then we collected them. So at the end of day one, we set our gallons up and we put them in the garage and like lined them up. So it's a fun way to track, like, okay, day one, done, gallon of water, done. So each of us got 21 of these. Now, if you're worried, about environmental, which is awesome, less plastic, the better, right? So we got the 2 gallons, and you could always refill your 1 gallon with the 2 gallon if you don't want to get as many of these. This guy, and I haven't been able to find a 5 gallon. I'm sure the grocery store does have them. This was awesome to have on the countertops in the kitchen and in the bathroom. Kitchen, because you're going to put it this way. This one has a little hole in it. Otherwise, I would tip it. But you're going to put it on the countertop and then use the spigot when you're just wanting a glass of water or cooking. You're going to cook all kinds of things. Quinoa, oatmeal, soups. So you can use this as your cooking water too and stick the pan or the measuring cup right under it so you know that you're getting your distilled water even on those, even in your cooking. Also, there's something called distilled ice. So we bought an ice cube tray. I totally recommend this. And filled it with the distilled mineralized water because otherwise you're getting the ice out of your freezer, which, has the same additives that your water from the tap does. So it's just another way to have your ice. We used the ice when we wanted cold water. I used it in my Shakeology smoothies. When I blended those in the afternoon, you still get Shakeology, so don't worry. It's a PM snack, and all of your kits are coming with Shakeology too. So, all right. Cooking utensils or cooking items. I totally recommend grabbing one of these choppers because you're chopping a lot of veggies. So stick this thing on the counter, this thing pushes down and it finely grades and chops all of your like onions, carrots, nuts. That's a good one for the nuts. And then this guy was our peeler. We did a lot of just like grating of veggies, throwing them in our salads, throwing them in our stir fries. So those came in super handy. Oh yeah. Measuring cups. Oh my gosh. We used our measuring cups every day, multiple times a day. They were always in the wash. You could even grab an extra set of these if you want, or just hand wash them and then you're fine. Those came in so handy. Okay, this one is my favorite. This is our Vitamix. Now, you don't have to get a Vitamix if you don't already have one. They are pricey, but I do recommend you having a nice high-powered blender. A lot of people like the Ninja. A little cheaper price point on the Ninja, but the Vitamix or a high-powered blender is going to be super helpful. One, for your smoothies, but two, for, just going to sit down, for blending up your soups. So there's a lot of times where you have a dinner, say with zucchini or squash, and then your soup for the next night's dinner is that zucchini or squash, the leftover extra portion that you cooked up. So if you can just throw it right in the blender with a couple, like the zucchini calls for cashews, zucchini, and water. That's it. And it is so good. So if you get a high-powered blender that can kind of puree that bad boy up for you, your life will be so much easier. I've seen also people have the handheld blenders, and they stick it in their pot and blend up the zucchini that way in the pot, and that works out really well for them. You also will be getting in your kit this bracelet, and this bracelet is amazing. Paul and I wore ours the entire time, and I say we all wear them as a group. And in fact, take a picture of yours when you get it and put it on and post it in the group, because this is such a cool reminder of the commitment you made to yourself as you undergo this somewhat challenging, mentally, physically, all the above, that journey. And there's going to be times where you're going to be emotional and you might want to grab something crappy from the fridge and fall off the bandwagon, and then you look down and you're like, you know what? I can do anything for 21 days. Like, I made a commitment. These bracelets are awesome, and it just reminds you that you have a coach, you have a team, you have people in this with you, and we're here for you in those moments of weakness. Okay, so those are my tips for today. I will come at you live tomorrow with some more tips. You guys are awesome. Have a great day. See you later.